going to find a W, but early on into this round, on the attacking side, is going to be Carolina. No trophy systems to work with, so they're trying to take play nice and early.
Varsity's playing in the back. You've got one player in Hook set up over towards cockpit side, but it's actually Gwyn who finds Brezzy over towards a C, or at least nearby, and that's going to open up TJ to create a ton of space. Plus a nade lands over towards the B site. Still looking for isolation over towards Arcities, and now with that information on the trade, they know where Hook is positioned, and they're not even going to bother with the plant. Carolina's going to play for the kills, and they'll find it. Really quick offense coming through for round one.
Yeah, you're just not reading that play. Carolina did a nice little split setup, 2 players through the terminal, but instead of them contesting in towards the plane, they actually work on the lower end. Get the first blood of the player camping towards red steps, and then just trade efficiently as Clayster finds that nade onto Abuza as the island player. Just opened up the game right there for Carolina to have multiple different angles where they wanted to attack by the ground that they were able to cover. Just a really easy offensive round right there out of Carolina. No need to worry about any trophy systems. We're going to use our attacks, play aggressive, find the trades. Round 1, Carolina.
Very quick, very clean. Now it's on to Seattle to see what they can offer. Those nades don't quite get where they were intended to go, so that slows down this potential push over towards A, and the cross is being heavily watched by the Ravens, plus a check from TJ. Oh, such a good transmission of info from the defenders. Deep first blood tallied for the Ravens.
Oh, but Gwyn, you probably want that one back. Once you put yourself in the advantage in a 4v3, you know it's on them to make something happen on the attacking side, and that leads to Arcities finding the second kill onto TJ. So it just was a 4v3 for Carolina, is now a 2v3. Clayster and Fellow, both the ARs, double stacked in towards the plane, and if Seattle Searchers decide to hit the rotation over towards B, it's going to be a free bomb plant, but they might commit, and this might work right into what Carolina want them to do.
Fellow may have been scouted here. Yeah, shots go towards the cockpit. Brezzy follows up, easy elimination. Clayster has not shown himself over towards the A side of the map yet, though. Can he surprise someone? No. Arcities predicts it perfectly, and Seattle respond with a clean offense of their own.
Yeah, that's just one of those rounds right there with Seattle. They were the team getting first blooded, but the fact that Gwyn gives them a free P through the middle hallway, you find that one, making it 3v3, and then Arcities finds the second. Then as they were sliding into that terminal, you catch Fellow with a stun in his hand. That one's tough. Bad COD timing on his part, but 1v3, Clayster spotted towards back plane. Everyone just focused that, find the kill. Seattle Surge able to respond with an attacking round.
Yeah, and initially, it did look like Carolina had a good read on this, but I think you're absolutely right. Once Gwyn falls, it puts Carolina in a very intriguing position just because they kind of had to force a commitment defensively on the rotation. So now, with upgrades ready to go across the board for trophies and Dead Silence, it's going to be back to your normal pace here at Terminal. Very slow, very methodical. Of all, Brezzy kind of peeking over towards mid-hall, and he does get caught. First blood tallied again by Carolina.
That's the bait and switch right there to TJ and Gwyn. Brezzy was putting on a couple shots, but they didn't want to fully commit to that fight. Sets up Gwyn to catch him as he was trying to run away for the free first blood. So now in a 4v3, double stack for Seattle Surge over towards B, and they're actually going to contest this, and Abuza's going to be able to even up the numbers on Clayster. It makes it a 3v3 now.
Yeah, who kind of giving up information and getting shot at. Carolina seemed to make the call saying, we'll take the 4v question mark over towards B. At worst, it's a 4v2, but like you called, double stack of ARs watching over the top of it gets us to a 3v3, but TJ may have found some timing to get through. Call out
it's so confusing because like the blue isn't the same, but it definitely looks like he's aiming at his teammates when the blue gun aims at him. Like it's like a greenish blue, but it's still like blue, you know. Oh no.
But not fully finish off the elimination. Now he's stuck down.
I was about to say, you gotta get out of there. He's about to turn and beam your dumb ass. He's not dumb, by the way. Oh, he's not dumb, by the way. It's a joke. It's just not even a joke. It's just like a figure of speech. Oh, nah, he heard that. Nah, he heard that. Nah, he heard that, right? Look to your right.
TJ still thinking that he was going to be playing towards top 3 story.
Damn.
Arcities makes it happen, though. He's the only player sitting towards top red. He's able to find 2 as they were being aggressive up through bottom middle. Just great plays out of the 2-time world champion.
Damn, he almost had that. If he would have finished, him off the first time.
Shot great. Works out perfectly for Seattle Surge, and that's another 3v4 clutch round. If you're Carolina, let's just work our numbers a little bit slower in those situations.
And on top of that, Arcities able to find a heavy handful of eliminations. Now
everybody's birthday coming up and shit.
Looking for potentially the cruise missile here.
Shannon birthday yesterday, Kiki birthday Monday. Yeah, somebody else's birthday was yesterday too. But I didn't know him that person. I just saw it on social media. But there's so many people in my like, not in my circle, but just like in my city. general group of people that I know, you know. Not necessarily like, oh, we're best friends, but we've known each other for a long time type shit. Type shit. It's kind of annoying how that came back. Like, I don't like how people use that type shit thing now. It's so corny. If I say you saw his head, right? The outline makes it so much easier to see them, but like,
he's nearly at double digits at this point. Hardy holding on to a cruise missile, and Seattle's absolutely working Carolina, even against the numbers in some rounds.
Yeah, he didn't even see him. The outlines really do help you, I guess.
You guys apply all the pressure up towards Eskies. If they find a first blood, even better, because that's going to force the player who's over towards the terminal side to try to overextend, try to make a play happen on the flank, and it works right into what RCD's wanted them to do. Free 2 first kills. You're already on a cruise missile. You find the third, and then the 1v3 just stand no chance. Seattle Surge have taken a fine grip of this S&D so far. Alec on a 7 streak. Stepping up when his team needs him the most. And just in case it gets a little frantic, that cruise missile's in the back pocket.
Quick rotation back towards mid here for Brezzy after initially Clayster.
Oh, Arcedy's got the. I was supposed to say who has the cruise, and I look at the fucking scoreboard. Jesus. Who's talking shit about my boy Alec? Who's talking shit about my boy Alec? Who's doing it? 8-1. 7th Street. Oh no, get out of there. Oh! That's what you get for fire hydrant cheesing. Or fire extinguisher cheesing. That's Teach too? Ah. Beamer. Challenge. You should have challenged him. No! Holy fuck.
Little fisticuffs on the railing. Like you mentioned, like even though Seattle finds
Thank God he was right there. If he wasn't right there, bro, to get that kill.
Now all of a sudden these last 2 have been decidedly dominated by Seattle.
If bro would have went into the play,
offensively and defensively, and the mind games have to be
can you imagine?
with Carolina at this moment.
I don't know if he had bomb or not, but
this is where you can invest that cruise missile.
I think he did.
Because it's a lot more difficult to win attacks than it is on defense on a map like Terminal. So if you can walk away with this attack, put yourself up 5-1, basically are going to call game. So now Carolina forced to respond, and another first blood goes in favor of Seattle Surge. They can do no wrong in S&D.
Yeah. Look how quick they've already made their play up towards Jet Bridge sides. RC's, like you mentioned, going to call in the cruise.
Putting the streak in, huh?
Where everyone's positioned, then likely you're going to see this hard commit into
I don't know about that one.
Here in towards plane. It's just Gwyn in the way, and he gets absolutely obliterated.
Okay.
Oh my.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of a waste of a cruise.
So now all of a sudden TJ becomes a bit of a menace to this.
Use the cruise, go down 3 or 2-3. Oh no, it's 2-2. It's 2-2. My fudgy. Still though. Not the best usage of the cruise. The Champagne Poppy missile was not used correctly. You guys gotta go. You guys gotta go. You guys gotta go. Yeah. Well, watch that fucking hallway, please. You plant. Someone watch that fucking hallway. Oh my God, Teach just sold. Why not shoot the guy on bomb? Oh, rip. Oh, he's gonna hop it.
Instead has to take the 1v1 with Clay, and it's good for Clayster to get Carolina a big round on the board.
That's a damn shame. Use the cruise, then had a 2v2 bomb plant and lost the retake.
Don't get frantic in those moves. Even when TJ missed a couple shots onto a Boozer,
he did miss a little bit. I thought he sold. But they just didn't watch the hallway. I don't know. It's weird. Like he stood up and was like challenging it instead of just them watching it. He was just challenged, full challenge. TJ challenged him. He was spraying still. He got out. Clayster challenged him. He was still there, weak. He got ripped off the heady.
See if they end up doing it. In fact, actually, on the opposite foot, you can say the same thing.
Oh, Alec with the first bloody. Ooh, there's the trade though.
Keeps the aggression at bay. We're gonna go 3v3.
It's big plays from Clayster also to get out with his life at Burger. Multiple players trying to isolate him, but
3v3.
continues to make it a 3v3.
Playfellow and Gwyn versus Hook. Oh, never mind. Hook is. I was gonna say Hook is dead, but so is Brezzy. 3v2. Abuza Arcides. Can they do it? Arcides in a great spot here if he just sits. If he just stays here, just stay here. Just stay here. Do not move. Do not chow. Do not move. Do not move. Don't. Now go. Yep. Wallbang it. Yep. Ah, he should have wallbanged back. I would have liked to see him wallbang them back.
And Abuza did put down a couple shots, so already positioning known for Carolina. That's why they stick the bomb instantly. They knew he was towards top 3, but now 35 seconds to work with. Abuza trying to clear every single angle. Keep in mind, he does not have covert sneakers on, so
yeah, he loud as shit.
Across the map, and Carolina's set up on the crossfires.
Yeah, Gwyn's already heard this. Everyone looking at it. Shots from Fellow perfect. Wow. Okay.
They're selling. They're selling.
Could have gone either way. In fact, I think there would have been more arguments for Carolina coming out on top of the first 3 rounds. Seattle have 2 convincing rounds in a row, and now all of a sudden we're essentially back to level terms here after some Ravens conviction starts to make itself known.
Yeah, they've been able to just play the pick game. You know, once it goes down to them getting first blooded, they were able to instantly respond, make it a 3v3, and then Gwyn starts it off with a great shot on the Brezzy. Through bottom steps, put them in the advantage, and he just trade efficiently in towards the plane, get the bomb down, and secure the round as Carolina been able to chain a couple together. Now down 4-3, back on the defensive end. I think Seattle Surge have gotten about 6 first bloods, and Abuza finds another one, this time on the hook.
Yeah, Arcides gets so much information on the players coming up the slide, but unfortunately, the team shots that intended to try to find, I think, crossing ends up just hitting.
Abuza? Why you got just as many kills on your teammates as you do on the other team? Wow.
But they're not going to know with 100% certainty. Arcides is still looking for intel, and he will at least catch that fellas playing bottom tarmac.
Y'all gotta go B, bro. Y'all gotta go B. It don't matter what the situation is. Y'all waited way too long. And your bomb's still on A, by the way.
There's not a single player from Carolina watching this positioning, so this can be the opening.
Lord, this is the do nothing strat. What are you doing, the do nothing strat? Go top 3 now. Motherfucker.
No one rotating immediately here though. Abuza's able to capitalize on the Gwyn, so still it's just kind of this decision of how.
Oh, he read it. He read it. He read it. Abuza's dead. He read it. Oh!
2v2, plenty of time for the
play. Whoa.
But Arcides catches him first. Oh, a disaster here for Carolina. Bomb getting planted. Fellow looking to go quick, and he's been completely taken down. The one shot finds the first, but not the second.
The other guy was weak too.
From Seattle.
Yeah, that's unacceptable right there for Carolina. Turned into a 4v2 with about 20 seconds.
Yeah, they got the. They got their get back.
They can't put the bomb down at one of these sites, but. If you are Clay, so you want that gunfight back, man. You kill Abuza, the round is going to be yours. But the fact that he loses that fight, you force a couple players from Carolina to now reposition. And with Arcides in his position towards bottom red, he was able to catch a couple. What a 2v4 clutch right there from Seattle Surge to now put them at game point, shut down all the momentum on the side of the Ravens.
Man, what is that, 3 rounds now that Carolina have had significant numbers, not been able to close out the round?
Yeah, that's tough.
How different that
Can't
makes.
win like that.
Yeah. 2-2 split defensively here from Seattle. Carolina looking to get aggressive over towards A, but Arcides just pops his head out. He's still feeling the hot hand from his 8-1 start. Now 14-3, first blood tallied, and he's going to get eyes on Clayster mid-map. He's just not missing right now. Straight beams coming in on a 2-time world champ.
Teach dead. 4v3.
Asking if he was going to be able to step up for this roster and sit at 14.
Teach the S&D demon.
Now Seattle Surge into 4v3.
Get ripped. Get ripped. Abuza's turning up. Abuza's turning up.
Now it's fellow left in a 1v4.
Oh yeah.
Good luck, have fun. First contestant looks to be Hook.
Oh.
Not interested as he heads his way downstairs. Quick pinch is on the way, so Fellow's gonna have to move quickly. Good openers.
Wall bang.
The flank in Seattle.
That was way too close, huh?
It really does start with Arcides and almost end with Arcides there for a moment, but Holy cow, that 2v4 is going to be living in the minds of the Royal Ravens for a while.
Who won first map? I wasn't paying attention.
3 in that 2v4 scenario. You clutch that one up, all tied up at 4. Then you also get the investment early on from the cruise missile, so you don't have to worry about that. But when you allow Seattle Surge to clutch up around the way that they did, with only 20 seconds left to make it happen, all momentum goes back to their side. They can do no wrong. As you take a look at the numbers, Arcedy's 14-3, 12 non-traded kills, almost 2,500 damage. That's what you call takeover in the game mode. As he just shuts down all the players from Carolina, multiple first bloods out of him as well. They just played great S&D. We were worried about if, Illy not back on a roster, if they were going to have the same game plan on a map like Terminal.
Okay, 1-1.
And they're still strong at that S&D, able to tie the
1-1.
Yeah, really good stuff.
See what Tommy has to say.
Outside of their match versus New York, it really has been.
Look at the rest of these maps. High-rise control, real hardpoint. I think Carolina takes.
I look built like Drake for real. Pause.
Whatever happened with that fucking quarterback from Florida?
Going on at high-rise because we've got that coming up next to the control. And Jay, just quickly before we go to break,
Man,
let's be honest, it hasn't been good for Seattle.
I'm not falling for a joke.
it's not a joke, Ben. I'm serious for once. I'm serious.
Florida's a big state. You're gonna have to specify.
The NFL team, Florida.
There's no NFL team, Florida.
Bro, who's that guy? Starts with a T. Who's that guy, bro? No, not Tebow. Not Tebow.
You're about to make about 2 of these balls in your mouth.
Bro, I told you I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. What's his full name?
Tua is his first name.
Tua's his first name?
Yeah.
Hey, 2 of these balls in your mouth.
He knew it was coming. Why did he say?
How we doing, brother? Love you. Let's have a good day. Okay, and a flight. Be sure love all days of I don't know, like the situation, but we gotta fix that. Wait,
Why did he say it?
I don't know what the like situation. What the fuck are you doing? Hey, Teggy, I'm doing phenomenal, and I love you too. Okay, I love you too. I've been showing love all days of my feet to the moon, and I don't know what the like situation, but we gotta fix that. I don't know what you mean by that, Teggy. I don't know what you mean by that. Hey, make balls in a super chat. Why does Carolina play this map to get destroyed? Trying to go A every time I swear. I don't know. Make balls their dog shit. Where has Miles been? I don't know. Where has Miles been? Hey, Benjay.
Tom, what should I get for lunch, eh?
For lunch?
Yeah. The lunch I was saying buffalo wings. What do you think about that?
Buffalo wings sound good.
I might do that. What's up, though?
I might need to get some buffalo wings as well, actually.
That's some things I'm about to do, but talk to me. What's up?
What was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask something. I was gonna fucking ask something. Oh wait, hold on. It was the super chat. Somebody asked me something. Hold on, give me a second. Oh yeah, where has Miles been?
Didn't he have a kid?
Oh, is that what it is? He had a baby?
Yeah, I think he's on leave.
That's far. He had a baby.
Being a dad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at food. Let's get some food together, bro.
I've been dealing that with Merc because I've been trying to hang out with Merc and Maven, but like, you guys got to go home direct after every match day. So. I'm gonna do how many bonus links do I want to do? Do 10.
Damn, should I just get Wingstop then? Should I match your energy?
I'm doing Buffalo Wild Wings, but you can do Wingstop if you want.
Alright, let's do Wingstop. Let's do Wingstop. Let's do a large 10-piece combo. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do boneless because I'm streaming. I would much rather have boned in because I like it better, but it's streaming, my hands are gonna get dirty. It's fuck, I'm gonna have to settle. Or I can say fuck that shit, just go crazy on stream, just go bone.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna get my keyboard dirty. Like it's a whole bunch of bullshit,
All right. Sorry, I shouldn't be watching Tommy's stream all fucking day. I just really enjoy watching his stream. But I won't do it. Actually, you know what we'll do in between games? I'm gonna pull this over here. I'm gonna play some relaxing 2K in between games. Huh? I don't know if I can do that, actually. Might not be a good idea. Yeah, let's probably not do that, huh? The game's about to start. They added Caitlin Clark's number to the fucking court. Jesus Christ, let her leave first. I mean, I get it, but let her leave the fucking college first. She deserves it, but damn. She's gonna play on the court with her name on it? Like, what the hell is this?
Welcome back, everybody, to the Call of Duty League and the middle of our first game here on Sunday. Seattle.
That's kind of crazy. Imagine shooting from your own number and name.
Oh, that search for Arsenes. Unreal stuff. An 8-1 start, Jay, and he didn't really slow down from there, for being honest.
Yeah, it was just takeover, man. From start to finish of this search and destroy, multiple clutch.
Nah, that guy got slammed.
Helping personal gunfights, he was able to win, but then he earns an early cruise missile. And even in that final round, catches the 2v4 alongside of Booza. Multiple first bloods as well.
Look at that. Calm, collected. It's an average day for the boy Alec. Got it? It's an average day for the boy Alec. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said earlier before the series, haven't won since Vietnam, so gotta figure it out here.
Unreal stuff, man. It's been since December. The last time that Seattle found a way to win a control. On the flip side, I think for Ravens fans, you know, again, we talked about this a lot. The focus points here for in particular, going back to a high-rise control again for the third time this
Mama's home with the drinks,
two
kid.
different 2-3 losses. You would have to think that, okay, just fix those couple of small mistakes in those matches versus Boston and New York, and you should be feeling pretty decent about your chances to take a map here.
Yeah, I think the small mistake that they need to fix, actually both of these squads, is simply the slaying. That's the reason why they're losing majority of these control maps, is because they cannot keep up with the kills. You go forward to the control, you get put in a spawn trap, so just kind of make sure that's your main focus for both of these teams. Just put yourself in those power positions, make sure you're not going forward dead at the same time, but it's going to be early on. Carolina on the attacking side, winning a nice little route, potentially can open up the first
what
kill.
she did with 5
really well done. Catches Brezzy completely off guard, and this Seattle setup was all intended to watch over the top at B, so this has gone absolutely miserably bad at the moment. First tick of progress going to get locked at A very quickly. Abuza also dropping means that the Seattle defense really can't converge to stop the second tick either. Mid-map, Brezzy able to find one, but now we're working on the third tick of progress. What is happening?
Wow!
Seattle, do they not know how to defend A? Not like this, not again.
They were probably looking for that propane tank, but Carolina, they already naded that out, so you cannot take them down with your attacks, but at least they're able to find a couple kills and retake that map control. Not hitting that reset button for Carolina, but you have 2 minutes to complete this segment over towards B. Place already in a great position towards top propane. If you can find another one, even better. As he lines up Abuza, but there's still a player behind him. Abuza finds that kill, and still Seattle Surge trying to hold on from the back of their spawn.
Quinn playing from the defending underground position. Looking to just hold players back at range, and the pistol will get it done now 3 in a row for Quinn. TJ following up, and the first tick of progress looking good here at B. Brezzy just on the opposite side at the ladder, and what shots those are from a fellow. Absolutely melts him away, and the second tick can still be worked on here for the Ravens.
Yeah, they're still here. They're still here, applying pressure onto the point. You have to try to get in if you are Seattle. Who does it with the ladder, but unfortunately cannot find that kill. So it's already the second segment done, making 2, looking for 3 dead. Now here comes a stack. Carolina are going to be able to walk away with this attacking round.
Man, I mean, it was a speed run when Seattle played this versus New York, and you think there's no way it goes like that again on their opening defense. Well, we would have been wrong if you said that out loud, because, I mean, like you said, it's just, the propane tank cannot be your only defender on the A zone. It just can't be.
It can't. And unfortunately, it comes back to bite them, because now they're down by 6 segments. Carolina have all momentum as they're the team walking away with the attack. And now they just need to put them in a nice little trap on the defensive setup.
Like I said, you can be super nice to those people, and that's just how they are.
You currently have Hook sitting at 0-5, not the best start, but you can get a couple kills right off.
Like I said, I have no problem if a customer is being rude to you. Go ahead, be rude to him back. I don't care about that.
2-2 split here for Carolina. Hook just looking to work his way through the underground, and he's got a lot of space. Problem is, his teammates who are trying to help out maybe a play towards B have been completely taken care of. So yeah, Hook gets his first kill of the round, but Carolina are saying, all right, fine, you have the B zone. You can step on that if you want. We're going to set up the spawn trap.
Yeah, we're going to trap everyone else. You can slowly try to work your way up as we're going to turn it into a one-on-one on the point with the player that came off spawn. But at least Hook's teammates are finding a couple kills out of their base. So now Hook's in a position to where he can try to finesse a little bit, try to put himself in a position to play for more kills on the opposing side of the map. He finds another one on the TJ. Brezzy off spawn finds a second one onto Gwyn. But Hook's just running around. His teammates have not been able to get out, man.
Yeah, I mean, everyone else in the Ravens, again, are saying, fine, get back there. Players off spawn will deal with you eventually, but maybe that split decision, not really the one best called for TJ. Oh, absolutely obliterated. And how about this start in round number 2 for Hook, still becoming a thorn in the side of the Carolina spawn.
Yeah, and they're trying to locate him, and finally Gwyn does. You take care of Hook, you shut down that progression towards the cruise missile.
saw him.
And finally your team is able to pause the game clock with someone capturing over towards
It's tied to a stun.
From Fellow. Too strong, takes down Arcides. And now there's only 30 seconds left, and you don't
It's
even
a
have
good read
a
right here.
complete. Seattle Surge need to get a move on it.
Oh, no.
Who's dropping over towards Elevator Alley means that this Surge push may have to default to playing on A. Hook once again just kind of repeating what the route was the last time he came off spawn. Knows he's got a
What are
player
you doing,
nearby with
Hook?
Gwyn right through the middle of the map, finds an easy one. Felony follows up in 19 plays, 15, 8 seconds on the clock. No one from Seattle going to get to his zone in time unless they can find a way to dive on towards A.
No, they're
Fellow
getting
with the mid,
slammed.
Still not losing gunfights, and it'll stop at 1.8.
Wait.
There's a bit of a stack here, but Gwyn lines him up now on 5 in a row. 15 and 5. Start the pistol, not going to get
God,
it done.
stay down.
Second tick of progress
Oh
being
my
worked
God.
on, and now it's just 0.3 seconds. Just to
Shooting
boost
between the
left.
barrels.
Wall bangs come through, and Carolina clean up the defense. No worries.
Oh man, Seattle Surge, they're just playing so spread, Allen. Like just going one-on-one. Obviously, Hook was just trying to play his life, trying to finesse as long as he can. But eventually, we gotta get a team push. There's just a whole lot of individual plays on that round for Seattle Surge, and Carolina were able to pick them apart every single time. Gwyn does get shut down on that cruise missile, but you only allow 1 segment, so you're in full control of this map if you are Carolina Royal Ravens. Even if you do lose this attacking round,
Yeah.
you have defense guaranteed with the way that they have been playing. Seattle Surge just need to have a response, and actually Fellow does pick one up as well, so it's a cruise missile already in the back pocket for Carolina.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder, the veto for Seattle was Karachi. If this is how bad high rise is, how bad is Karachi? I mean,
The crazy thing is, Alan, this was their auto veto. This is their auto veto, and then with the new roster, they try to attempt to play versus New York. That's not a good choice because they're the best team on high rise on this map. And now you're playing against Carolina, who've been struggling in control, and you can't find anything either. So we might have to get rid of this one overall.
yeah, not looking good.
Yeah, let's go next, huh?
Being worked on.
Go to the hard point.
Clay is still on a 4 spree. It's just TJ in the zone for now.
Well,
but
where the
Clay
hell that
and
nade
Fellow
went?
playing on this bottom lane. Yeah, they're looking
Okay.
for some kills kind of in towards the window.
No way he just
position,
climbed up
and
top
that is
mid.
going to work out nicely. Just 1 kill to speak of for Seattle.
Hello?
We're not calling out?
What are we doing?
Oh! Old man still got it. He's able to find his 6 on the round before he does get taken down. So now you have 2 cruise missiles to work with. We're instantly going to get the investment out of Gwyn. As they're trying to speed run through this control.
Up 9 or up 8 lives with two cruises. Like, this is unlosable. Slammed.
At least the
Never mind.
trade is going to be there. So they have 1 minute and 40 to work with. And they're up by 9 lives. And they still have some streaks to work with.
Yeah. So Rio.
GG. Wow.
What? Dude, not losing gunfights. And Arcides, who had a great search and destroy, just cannot find a way to win a gunfight here in the control. There's really not much to say.
They're all having rough ones. Abuz is the only one kind of hold it.
Going to get invested. This will allow not just kills, but Ravens have a chance to still dominate the map.
Yeah, they're just making it rain at this point. Shout out
And
Donnie
he's just
Penn.
getting AR kills off the point. They're not really like meaningful
You have a
kills.
whole lot of time to work with. You saw Fellow trying to hit that deep route, trying to come up behind enemy lines, but his
This whole
teammates are
team's
still
just
finding
dying.
kills around the map.
Where's he
Place it
going?
with another 2. Last player up is going to be Hoop. Everyone else off the respawn. You're finally in a position to pause that game clock if you are
Team
Carolina.
kill.
Defense still struggling to get out from these windows positions. Trophy systems are down, so the offense stays healthy through this incoming utility.
It's already blown up, too.
Working through mid-map. That will get 1 off the point. Second ticket to be contested.
Well,
and
1
hold on a
minute.
second.
All they have to do is
Plays
hold
set.
1 minute,
Seattle
and
now
it can be the
working their way
best
into some defensive strongholds,
reverse sweep
and they will
control of
also
all
deplete
time.
most of that
Get out of
second
there,
tick.
yup.
Yeah, and I think if you are Carolina, though, with only a minute left, let's just slow the game down and play our trades. Because they only have 7 lives remaining. You can turn it basically into
Oh,
TDM.
he stopped watching at the
TJ
worst
finds
time.
one onto Abuza. Now he pops that dead cell
Nice,
to work
good
his way down
trade.
enemy line, but RC's able to spot him as well.
Trades.
So
The
it's
trades are
Seattle
coming
Surge
through.
holding on through the middle of the map. I know they
There's
only have
no
5
way,
lives left.
right?
Not the best start to this round, but they still have an opportunity with 30 seconds left to try to stay alive here.
The Ravens just
Could
need
have
to
got a
play trades.
freebie, but
This should not be an issue here for the Royal Ravens. Keyword should. We'll see what happens. 23 seconds.
There's
we'll
one.
pressure
Okay,
here.
just challenging.
Not
challenging, but just not staying down.
This A position. Abuza just trying to find kills around him, and now it's just the last couple of defenders.
They're above
playing
you.
Up against 7, but the only player for Carolina that can actually get on the zone is Gwyn,
No
and on the stun
shots.
lands perfectly, allowing him the second kill. So he'll finesse his life a little while longer. Brezzy, the last hope, wins the gunfight, but he does immediately get traded.
That was a slammage.
More mixy than it maybe should have, considering the start for the Ravens. 3-0 the control, and Seattle. I mean, holy cow, we need to work on control.
The new Lawnmower 4.0 is the perfect tool for your grooming experience. Today,
You're sitting in practice,
That's
you're
ugly.
playing all the respawns before you're playing S&D. So this is where they need to be showing why
Yeah,
they
now
decided to put this
top
team
2
together.
and 12
But so far,
in
map
control
number
this
1, you're
season,
losing
2
by
and 12.
100. You clutch up in the Surge
2 and 12
but
from
in
the
high-risk
Seattle
control, you
Surge
kick
this
absolutely
season. That is
zero, but one of the
definitely
worst teams
not
that
what
we've
you
had
want to
in
see
the
from
bowl.
them, folks.
So,
Definitely not.
Something is not clicking for Seattle Surge. We're probably going to have to get rid of
Going
high-risk
to the
control
rest.
going forward. But now your backs are against the wall, and then you're going into a hard point that you have yet to play as a roster. That might be a good thing, though. You haven't played it on Rio, and you can also allow someone else to pull out that third SMG. So Abuza, Brezzy, and Hoop have to try to step up on that map number 4 to keep themselves alive, because the way that Carolina are playing, they're just so in sync right now when you talk about the respawn modes.
Yep, and another map where not only does Gwyn continue to be another conversation point for potential MVP. I know that a lot of the conversation is favored wins, and I think a lot of that is justified with Minnesota finding kind of an uptick over the course of the last, we'll say, major and a half. But if Carolina could keep playing like this, conversations for Gwyn again have to keep going up, because he has really been individually incredible. But with their roster change, Fellow's starting to kind of improve his performance individually, map by map, match by match. And I don't know, man, if we're going to see respawn like this from the Ravens, they're going to win more series than just this one, pending, of course, that Rio goes their way.
Yeah, I think they're just getting more comfortable because, like you said, Gwyn has been there shining light in every single match and series. He's the only player, when you talk about the respawns, over a 1.0 KD. Everyone slightly under. But if he continues to play like that, and then you get the rest of your squad to start to step up, like you said, Fellows having himself a phenomenal series so far, that's what makes these games a lot easier. You're playing against some of the top teams, keeping all the HPs really close. You're dominating in control on that high rise. Finally, you get a W there. And now you're going into a Rio HP just purely off the momentum, the way that you guys have been playing respawns. We should be able to close this game out in 4 if we just stick to what we do, play as a collective unit.
And I think not just play as a collective unit, but keep that same focus we saw on Skid Row in terms of how and when we're rotating, because that was obviously the biggest kind of really moniker for success that we saw from Carolina. Obviously starting up 106-0 is, you know, also not bad at all. But hey, this is a map that can get really quick. We obviously focus a lot on the SMGs, but you get ARs to take long routes, anchor, find good spawns, and all of a sudden the map could be very snowbally as well, pending, of course, that your SMGs just don't get into a blunder.
And if you're just taking a look at the Seattle Surge body language, it looks like none of these players want to be here. Like, we got to try to turn on up. As we take a look at the holding breakdowns for both of these squads, overall in the season, 63% for Seattle, 73% for Carolina. It's not really the best numbers, as you can tell, for Seattle. They have been dead last in that category. They can rotate early, but they cannot put themselves in the proper setup to get some much needed time. Same thing for Carolina, just slightly a little better.
Sure. Again, when you're dealing with teams that are near the bottom of the league, you're going to see statistics that look like this. I think the bigger story point, though, is even though Carolina haven't necessarily found the wins that I'm sure, of course, they want, and obviously at this point, we also need to talk about the fact that they kind of need them.
Yeah.
Hey, the thing about it is you've played some good teams pretty darn competitively, and there were definitely series in there, reverse sweep obviously being one of them, that you would look back at and say, these are winnable series, that we could be 2-0 so far through the major, looking at possibly a third win here. So, yeah, I think that this is one of those moments where the Carolina camp has to still believe in the process, because not only has the respawn looked good in this particular series, they've played some other opponents that are near the middle, top of the leaderboard, also really close, and that's got to be inspiring.
Yeah, it's definitely inspiring because, like you said, you're playing some of the top teams very, very tight. So 1 to 2 changes in your gameplay, you can walk away with that W. Obviously, the series versus New York, you went up 2-0, and unfortunately, after the control, everything else was a smoke show. But this is an opportunity where you can avoid that Game 5 search and destroy, because at least the way the Seattle played in Game number 2, they have the same exact game plan with the old roster that they do with the new squad. So you don't want to get to Game 5 if you're Carolina. You want to try to close it out here on this Rio HP. Yeah. And I'm really excited to see, just in case, Fellow pull out that third sub. Oh, this is going to be mixy.
Yeah, 100%. And it's hard to really evaluate, like, hey, if you were put 3 subs in both of these two teams' hands rather, who do you favor? Because, you know, we've seen Abuza kind of run that experimental second sub before the roster swap had happened, and he didn't look particularly incredible. So do you force him back onto it again, or do you run a 2-2 setup? We'll come to learn, as Carolina will start things off with a favorable trade, and that gets them some early time once again here in the first hill.
This is good stuff already from Carolina. You get a teammate coming in from Seattle Surge, and you're able to win the trade fights into top mid. But it's Hook trying to set up a deep pinch route. Should be able to find a freebie onto Clayster. Now he's set up for the pinch. Time for RCDs to strike. He does find one, and it turns into a 1-on-1. Hook is able to win it. But still players from here, Carolina, on the better side of the map, trying to contest it, but already ahead of the game off the rotation.
Abuza at least able to force that last gunfight to allow Seattle some guaranteed scrap time. RCD's trophy system already earned is in position to at least stop Carolina from fully setting up around the second hill. You talked about their spawns being good, but there will have to be a fight to get into the hard point itself. Pinstripe kill feed, hard point opens. Felony, nice win here around the back. RCD's looking to get aggressive, but he's stunned just as he tries. The mantle and Fellow will take the gunfight win. Carolina using their proximal spawns to get in the hill first.
Yeah, they were playing patient. Just make sure they were trading efficiently, making sure no one was going to apply the pressure through the middle's map and go for that potential pinch. It is Hoop now who found that timing, but he can only get one for his endeavors. The rest of Seattle Surge all trying to attack from the front end with only 35 seconds left. You still got some trophy systems that are keeping you alive on the point. Oh man, Clay just doing the major soaking right now.
Yeah. Calvin casual, nice long range shots as well. Okay, full 4-man down, and this is where things got really disastrous for Seattle. The last 20 seconds of a hard point, not being able to contest the scrap means that Carolina can reinforce on the rotation. They've already flipped spawns around. Hook spawns over towards old. Carolina have the opportunity with 3 members on rotation to open up the third in their name, and the first kill goes the way of Gwyn. 7-3 start, follow up from Fellow. That will lock down the spawns, and the Ravens already in the time.
That's a great read right there from Fellow to read that player who was trying to at least stay alive through the back end. Brezzy with an unfortunate stair glitch right there, caught Fellow off guard, but it's still Carolina in towards the hill. They know where the pressure's coming in from, all through that bridge side. TJ just decides to send it, and unfortunately he does get paid for it. It's now Seattle Surge. They're here to contest. They're keeping it mixy, even though they're spawning all the way across the map.
Great patience from Gwyn, knows there's a contest, evaluates where it could be from, and then predicts it perfectly. And now Seattle no longer have much of an option to play through this bridge side. Or if they do, it's going to take a lot of time for them to get there. And Clayster's already kind of watching over the top of this. So the threat is now known. Gwyn, Fellow, pick it up perfectly, plus the team kill. And, oh, man, it's just, we have not seen breaths for longer than a second and a half from this Seattle team on any respawn yet to this map.
It's just not a good play right there. Your first initial push was to like, all right, we're going to be sporadic. We're going to push through bridge, push through top mid. And then with only 25 seconds left, you decided to send 3 players through bridge, basically gift the rotation over to Carolina. And Yikes. They walked away with the remaining junk time. They're just not playing winning HP right now as they lose another rotation, this time over towards P4. You see the spawns. You got players trying to set up pinches. You got players trying to attack from the front. It's just not in sync right now. Carolina making them pay for it.
And it's just so tough, Jay, because like this is really reminding me a lot of like early Thieves before their roster swap. It's like, how do you look at any of the individuals and say it's their problem or they're the ones that are causing some of the issues? Because the full team is just not gelling. They're not rotating together. They're not setting up how they want to. Everything seems to be very reactive. And it's just, it's really tough to diagnose when you have issues that are so full-fledged like this. Another 100+ point lead. Carolina's going to get gifted the concession of scrap time. And now you look towards rotation again in Seattle. Yeah, they're here, but you know, it's again one of those moments where Carolina's not here. I mean, they still have a chance to fight through mid-map.
Yeah, they have a chance to do everything that they want. They're walking away with this remaining junk time. They already find themselves up by 120, almost 130 points. And now you have the patience that you can start making plays, hitting a couple routes as TJ pushes through the old hill. He's trying to take top mid control. Clayster tries to go through the flank. He does get shut down, but Seattle Surge, this is a hill that they need to try to respond with. Just control exactly where Carolina are coming from, all in front of you, and just hold down your top bridge.
Brizzy up top. That one's not on stairs, so he'll find the kill a little bit easier. Carolina, at least able to respond back. RCD's last one left. Semtex just to create a little bit of time and space, but once more, Seattle's setup has been completely broken down. They have to refight for this hard point control. A couple of members still playing through that back tank, but Gwyn absolutely obliterates Brezzy off the truck. And with 13 seconds of the fight for, he will try to get as much of this as possible. The rest of Carolina are already set up creating buffers towards P1.
They're just ahead of the game, man. They're just a couple steps ahead what Seattle Surge are thinking. So now we go back to our P1 HP. Clayster with the beam from top mid with that MCW. As they are the team early in control of this P1. How does Seattle Surge decide to break this? We have players playing patient towards the bottom of the Eskies. We're trying to set up the timing also through Bidge. Finally, the trade does come in from Abuza, who's currently having a slow start to this game, but you're not having fun when you're not winning rotations. Carolina just steamrolling right now.
And this is kind of the similar shades of the Seattle roster that we had from the first major with Illy. The rosters of Abuza just not able to get things going with the SMG in hand. So do you just take it away and just go to a 2-2 compositional setup? Because the SMG's not really working out for him. Clay on 4, TJ gunning, smoking, no one's challenging,
moving stuff.
Clayster on 5, TJ still off the double, Gwyn already rotated.
Why are you moving it?
And
You don't want
this
the chair
is going to
there?
be the biggest beatdown at hardpoint we've
Where you
seen so
gonna put the
far
chair?
in the CDL.
This is straight world star, bro.
Won't that be the same issue that you
This is
just
a
ran into?
mismatch from start to finish, the way that Carolina are playing these respawns. Already 223, 27 points away from winning this entire series. You get some cruise missiles to get invested. Gwyn's going to play slow towards backside of the gate side. He finds that first kill, and even if you're Carolina, just keeping them off of the point is already a job well done.
Absolutely. And as much as this has not been pretty
For your job.
Okay.
Because you answer your phone on the weekend all the time.
Okay, this is exactly
Good.
what we were hoping that we were going to get from the Ravens after, again, some tough losses in their first 2 games. You blow Seattle out of map 1, you blow them out of map 3, and now you're doing this on a map you haven't played yet before? I think the hopes around this Ravens potential should be a lot higher than their record currently reflects.
Oh yeah, I agree. The only thing that they do tend to struggle with, that I'm completely mind blown that they struggle with, is search and destroy.
Sure.
You have S&D players from start to finish of this roster, and they just simply have not been able to figure it out. But it's only 10 seconds left until they're able to call series. Seattle Surge, great job. You're able to find a break, but it's only for 5 seconds. Now you're off the rotation. You are the team initially set up, and if you are Carolina Ravens, you can take your sweet time, hit all the way around the map. But Clayster could even jump out the map and come back in if he decided he wanted to, as they have a nice little comfortable lead, only 10 points away.
I will say, this is the first decent moment we've seen from Seattle, but no one's anchoring the back, so Clayster will get around, stuns will land. The hit from the outside does get quelled, so Seattle's still in.
Who's
First
this having?
seconds are theirs, plus the
This is
follow-up
where you turn it
nations
around
getting
here.
their way. Kind of almost feels like that round
Clay's
3
playing it real
Ryan
slow. He knows he
versus,
only
like,
needs 10
Carolina can go
seconds,
wrong.
and
Just
Abuza's
put the
gone.
game
That's
away,
game.
please. Like, what are we waiting
They will
for?
collapse.
But this P3 has been really solid for Surge, as they will
They
get
will
past the
collapse.
100-point club and have a chance to hopefully rotate.
Yeah,
They will
hopefully get a
collapse.
chance, but
Abuza's
they
back.
will not have one, as they still have a couple players
Abuza.
at the back end. Abuza and Arcee's combined for 2. Big
He's
focus
everything
on
right now.
but it's
He's
Carolina
everything.
Slowly but surely, only needing 5 seconds to close out this game. They can no longer win it here at P3, so it's going to be forced over towards P4. And Seattle
Seattle has the
the
rotation. Number 7's finna get 2 kills.
Hit around the back from P3, coming out from
Never
TJ,
mind.
from the front. Timing
There we
is
go.
not perfect though from Carolina. And Seattle
Who wins the
win on
trades
the
here?
trades again. So
Number
where was
8.
this for the first 5 minutes of this
They
game? You
spawn
start to
close,
wonder,
though.
as they do get past the 100-point mark, and extra clearance kills come through. Seattle stringing together. a
Number
couple
8's
of those.
rotating.
Yeah, they got a couple of good moments. You can just tell Carolina just like, let's just try to get this game over with. They dropped the teamwork strategies, is all out individual plays. Someone pop a 2-piece to end this game out for us.
Oh,
Seattle Surge
number
are
8.
Exactly what they're doing. But
Number
winning
8 made
position
the
now through side
huge
boxes,
play.
potentially take this
I thought he was
one
gonna
off the
rotate to
point.
next and just say screw it and get the
Needs to
6
do so, as the
seconds.
contest is still gonna be here. So Seattle Surge slowly but surely showing some life.
And maybe
but
he should have.
with only 13 seconds left. Carolina said, all right, it's
Number
done with
3
this.
could be
Let's go
huge
this
here
game
for
over
them.
towards Bridge.
If he
They
can
get the
find
team
one
set
off
up.
here, especially if he can find 5. Oh,
First setup, like you mentioned there, but
Oh, let's
heavy
do
send
that.
from Seattle
That's
to
game.
hit this all together, and okay, that should finally do.
That's
it.
game.
And it will. All right. I mean, it's just one of those times. It's like, boys, can we just finish the last 6 seconds, please? Like, can we just all just frame up, set up, get the hit? Okay. And you can kind of see just there from a moment, like, Clay's just like, all right. I mean, did all the heavy lifting early, boys. Let's finish those last couple of reps off. And wow, it's still one of those things that I think you look at it when it was 230 to 40, and you say, man, Seattle's got to figure it out, man.
They have
Dude,
made
they
the
look
reset button, though. Like,
stressed.
this is a new roster. This is now a second series where they do 4 short. At least they walk away with the S&D here, but we got to go back into practice and just hit the reset on everything, because the way that they're playing, not in sync, a whole lot of individual players trying to make plays, and when the teamwork aspect is not there, when you're playing against a team that's showing nothing but teamwork, the trades are abound. Like, these are what the score lines are looking like. Both both HPs, lose by 100. The control was faster than the flash. And now you're 0-2 on the stage with only one map win underneath your belt, and that's a terminal search and destroy where you're feeling good. But if you are Carolina Ravens, this is one that you definitely needed. You're sitting at a total of 25 CDL points. Now you jump up to 35. You put yourself from 12th to 10th spot, slowly but surely working their way back up.
I mean, you could build a Walmart in that game flow between where Carolina got up to 200 and Seattle is still at 50. So beat down all the way through the hard point, and like you mentioned, you look at this series, if you're the Royal Ravens, and you say, okay, we just got to play our numbers better in the search. I think the first 3 rounds were absolutely winnable. The 2v4 that happened later, that's definitely one of those moments you look back on and say, should not happen again. So some things to work on there, but again, I still look at this Ravens team outside of the fact they played Seattle and how they played Skid Row, how they played Rio. That's pretty much par for what we would see out of some of the top teams, so it's got to be feeling pretty hopeful in terms of what their potential is, Jay.
Oh yeah, just stick to what you were doing. Obviously, you play all the top teams really close, but then when you play the lower teams, you blow them out like that. So something is going right in that camp for Carolina. Hopefully, they start stringing a couple wins together so that confidence continues to be installed in that roster.
Well, there's our takes on our first series here on Sunday. We send things back to the desk, give us theirs, and of course, set things up for match number 2.
The chat just wrote blow it up. I don't know how to feel about this, Nameless. I picked Surge to win this, and that was based on the Ravens only having 2 wins. But we were talking about it. This is now 3 wins for the Ravens and only 4 losses with Foe on the squad. So totally different team since he's come in, right, Al?
Yeah, Puckett. Unfortunately, that was some misplaced space in the Seattle Surge. I'm gonna dab up my duo over here on the left because we called it in favor of Carolina Royal Ravens getting every single respawn in this series.
Did you think it was going to be 100 points though? Difference in hard points? Because
I did.
It was blown out.
100 points I did not see coming.
Well, I mean, I think, coming into this series, it was just Carolina trying some new things that we were all as fans and viewers watching like, okay, it's time to do this. Like, play Rio, you have a good roster for it. Clearly, this map works out in their favor. And then also Skid Row is another map that's like rotation dependent, and they have a great team that's shown great teamwork, and they look good on that map as well. So for Carolina Royal Ravens, obviously going up against Seattle Surge, they're not the toughest opponent. I feel like they showed a lot of improvement here. Coming into this, they were #1 in rotation in the last 30 days, but also a very good team at breaking throughout the entire season. So they put it all together in one series, and this is the result.
And to that point, being the number 1 rotation team, I want to talk to Carolina Royal Ravens fixing some of their own fundamentals when it came to hardpoint. A lot of times in these series, when they would play hardpoint, they'd lose by about 20 points and they'd hurt themselves because they weren't being early on rotation and they were overcommitting to old hills. And they go against the #1 rotation team, like Ed said, the Seattle Surge. And what do? They start early rotating. Somebody is making these calls, and guess what? They keep Seattle Surge in the box at under 150 points.
I do have to say for the Surge, Alec had a great day. 14-3 in search and destroy. He dropped 25 for the loss in the final hard point, but the team was missing a lot of momentum early in that game, especially from Brezzy and Abuza. But it's time to celebrate with the Royal Ravens as we bring in the old man, the oldest in the CDL outside of me. Clayster, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Can y'all stop bringing that up?
No.
Geriatric. I don't need a walker. Like, every time I watch the broadcast, all I hear is the oldest man in the league. He's got dust coming from his bones. Like, guys, I'm 31. I'm not that old.
I mean, you're kind of old compared to the
Kind of
rest
old, bro.
I don't know about that.
Clay, talk to me about the squad, and especially Gwyn. What is it like playing with these rookies? You always seem to find that young talent, and they pop off for your squads.
Yeah, the team's been meshing well lately. We actually have been focusing on our search and destroy more than almost anything else. We've been getting a ton of reps in search. Unfortunately, didn't show that series, but it's just super nice playing with somebody as talented as Gwyn. He's a super low-key guy, super laid back, down to earth. So we've been getting him out of his shell a little bit, and I think it's honestly showing in his gameplay. He's been performing phenomenally.
Clay, I want to ask you about the Rio in this series. So obviously it was our first look of you guys on that hard point, but also the last 2 hills. So you held them about 60 points the entirety of the game. You guys were out rotating them the entirety of this series. And then you kind of start, it almost feels like not panicking, but you wanted to close out the series as quickly as possible and going back to your old ways. What was kind of that final play call for that P5 of, hey guys, like, can we please just rotate and get this last 5 seconds?
Yeah, we should have won off the P2 and I streaked. I unfortunately got mapped across.
At Mint Mobile, we're
and they don't force a ton either defensively, so closing that differential will help them on the
one of these hills super early, and we'll definitely close it out.
Clay, I feel like Control, that game mode has sort of been your team's Achilles heel for the last 2 years now. In this series, you guys look incredible, especially on that high-rise. Gwyn was going off. What is it about that that's giving you guys so much trouble? That's giving you guys so much trouble.
In Control were, but I do know that honestly not sure what our problems in Control were, but I do know that we fixed a lot of the issues that we did have. Basically just going like all dying at the same time, not progressing up the map the correct way when we have kills, and really just trying to be a nuisance in their base. I think you saw it a lot from Gwyn that game where he was just slaying super hard.
Yeah.
And honestly, Seattle let us get A off the rip again like New York just did to them last week, so I'm really confused why they let us do that again. You think that after losing A off the rip to New York last week in Control that they would stop it this time, but we're like, yo, if we get it off the rip, we're gonna break them.
Yeah.
And what do you know, we did, and we ended up 3-0 in them. So we've been working on our Control too, but it's a new patch, the new hardpoint hills and all this stuff, so it's actually a lot of stuff that we've been trying to fix and get cohesive on, and I'm just glad we finally showed it in the match.
Clay, today you played against the top 16, believe it or not, in the Surge. You guys are currently in the bottom until after we update this leaderboard. What are the realistic expectations for Royal Raven fans going into Miami?
I don't think expectations are necessarily a good thing. I think that we just need to show up and take every match like as it comes. We need to play it day by day and not really worry about our points yet, not really worry about like, oh, we need to get top 4, top 6 and all this. We need to just focus on winning maps. And with map wins, series win will come, and with that, CDL points will come. So we're just really trying to take it day by day and not have any expectations.
Mace to the Face wants to know, Clay, what happens when you turn 40?
Apparently I'll still be slamming kids and call.
Humbles are fire, bro.
Now, if people don't know who's playing, they should probably sync their calendars, right?
You should probably sync your calendars. I mean, we've shown you this QR code quite a couple times now, but even if that doesn't work, you go to callofdutyleague.com/schedule. Make sure you earn your squad up calling card. Match all of us on the desk and in production and game. Add your favorite team's 2024 schedule to earn.
Boston versus Minnesota. That is the second battle here on our Sunday. Don't go anywhere. Call of Duty League continues after this.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
College 6, you ain't hooping like that. You ain't hooping like that, Cal.
We were hyping this up, right? It's the 4th matchup. You know, we've seen you guys constantly in grand finals. You guys came out and made that look easy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've been saying it online the whole time. Online respawns are different. No sound EQ. We're a way different team, and we just showed it right there. Also, people seem to forget who built that camp. I know how they play. I taught those kids how to play Call of Duty. So don't forget that. All right? Like, let's...
What do you think of my shirt today? It is a choice. It's a choice. Listen, guys, I put this shirt on. I felt pretty sexy, to be honest. Yeah, I looked in the mirror and thought, God damn. And then I got into the green room and everyone said, your shirt's too tight. You look like an idiot. I was like, it's just a little too small, but it works.
Welcome to the Esports Report. On this week's show, we cover the current COD League standings.
The best. He might. Not going to happen. They get the plant down safely. I like the trigger discipline here for, oh, my sweet Jebediah. He's going to yell for it. Oh. Try to catch the timing. Oh. Tries to catch it. It's done. He sticks it. The rookie. Balls of steel.
Benzo first, bro. Bottom of the list. Start.
I don't even know why am I on the list, bro?
Is that Steve? Is that Moach?
That's Moach.
Put him in D.
Oh my God.
The first time I met Steve, he was playing for a team called the E-Girl Slayers.
No.
At UMG Philadelphia.
I think we throw him top S.
He's going to be here behind me, baby. Let's go.
Hey, Ben, relax. But to the right of Crowder, I think.
Calm down. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Fucking godlike to me. Good to me.
This list is unbelievable.
This is a godlike list, I think.
Player left. They gotta push. Watch the A-bomb push.
Yeah, gas.
Be advised, you're low on reinforcements.
Oh my God!
You won that round. Get ready for the next one.
He's got to be so happy. He finally doesn't have to worry about getting first blood in round 11 on his team. You're like an adamantium werewolf. Oh no! Oh no! He couldn't get out, but he can do front flips. Oh, Daddy's hungry! Oh my God! Finally takes him out. But it's dog-on-dog warfare! No! That was the most intense round of S&D that I've ever casted in my damn life.
By any means necessary. Everything I'm doing is legendary. Step in my
Straight into the intro after that.
Yeah, this is a rude awakening. Still got it on lock. You ain't getting the combination. About to shock the whole world. I am ready.
There's the play from Liz to the back line. From the hip. Gets composed.
I'm just getting started. Time to turn it up. Going off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pinch, the pinch, all three of them gone. Rocker, he's able to find another gunfight as he did the second hit. He does.
I'm coming with it, you feel it, I make it boom, boom.
You had to bring it back to Boston. And this time, it is.
My mind run deep in my thoughts when I didn't have it. Sleeping on the floor, wishing it was a mattress. Now I'm in Hollywood with actors and actors where everybody knows the latest trends and fashions. I'd rather keep it a buck, 100 if you ask me. I was trying to pay the bills just like last week. I was trying to sell the deals just like last week.
Makes up for it by shutting down 2 through bottom mid.
It's in my DNA to have hope and make a way.
Well, Frosty for the first down low. She was trying to take it off. Big goal, but the kills continue to go back.
Not today, staying in my lane, don't complain, this is meant for me. Whatever come my way, this is meant for me. I'm trying to tell my story.
I like how this looks.
They cannot kill him. And I just fall for anything.
Very short. It's not a cool effect.
After Seattle's loss, that means Minnesota is still tied for 5th place with 5 match wins. On the other side, Boston, well, you're in the bottom 3 right now. Just 3 match wins this whole season, but you're starting to gain some momentum. At least that was until you played the Subliners. Let's start here with Boston. Let's keep it 100. A buck, if you will, Allie. Why do they struggle, and when do they succeed?
Well, they struggle mostly when it comes to that search and destroy, right? Like, this is a pretty respawn-heavy team, but traditionally, like, you have Slasher on this roster, which is known as that guy when it comes to those 2 and 5. So it's simply off the back of their attacks haven't been very good. They're last in the league in attack, last in the league in attack post plant, and even when they do win their opening duels, they are bottom 2 in converting them. So they're getting first bloods, and they're literally doing nothing with them. And I'm looking specifically at P-Dog right now. He's going to be rocking a .64 in search and destroy, which is just, it's uncharacteristic, right? So when it comes to the Monster Energy pregame, again, it's that S&D that needs some cleaning up.
I mean, I 100% agree. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like, this is a team that is actually middle of the pack in hardpoint and top 4, top 5 when it comes to control. They're good at every single map, so they have a deep map pool in the control game mode. It is literally search and destroy in a lot of these series. They are just folding, and a lot of it is on the offense. They have to take it slower at times, right? Like, take your time, try to get that first blood, and the mid-round adjustments are extremely important. We saw it, you know, in their last match that they had up against New York. Some good opportunities early on, just not able to close it out, and that's what we're looking at the improvement for today. Slasher is going to have to be the guy, go into the film session to get these guys on point. He's been a part of some great search teams in his career.
Yeah, we just saw an interview from, I think, 5 years ago, letting Lando know, like, I built these teams. I taught these kids how to play search. If they get to a game 5, it could be tight. But if you're looking at recent numbers, A lot of signs are pointing to Minnesota getting it done earlier than that. Let's talk about the team you claimed is top 4 right there behind Optic Gaming.
Yeah, I think, Minnesota Rocker, they just have a really good roster, and some of the players are just, performing right now. Linz has been great for quite some time. Vivid's been solid all year. Accuracy is going above and beyond. Like, we're seeing prime Lamar once again. And, that last series they had up against Optic, that was way too winnable. Like, 4-1, I feel like, should be the actual scorecard. Just in the final moments of these games, sort of reeling it in a little bit. I mean, it got away from them at the end of that hard point. Obviously, there was a tough spawn, but so they were leading before that as well. They had potential to close that out. But Game 5, we've seen them a little unprepared in their last 2 series. That has to be better.
Yeah, for Minnesota Rocker, I think the biggest thing when it comes to this series is these 2 teams are actually really similar. They're both struggling in that search and destroy, so I feel like it's going to be whoever's having a better day and maybe even who's won the map vetoes on top of the other one. So for the Monster Energy pregame, it should be pretty similar to the Boston Breaches. Everyone on Rocker is under a 0.9 right now except for Linz in that search and destroy, so maybe just get him some help. But they're right behind Boston, or right ahead of them, I guess I should say. When it says their defense needs work, they're 11th in win rate and 9th in defensive opening dual win rates, which is about half of the time, which is just unacceptable when you're on defense.
You proved you can hang against the best. Can you beat the teams that are below you? I think our graphics person nailed that one, because that's the question for me today. If Boston beats Minnesota, they're right back to that question mark that they were for me going into that first major. We find out, though, if they can establish some dominance early on as we lock in our scuff pick'ems. I'm going to go first. I'm picking Minnesota. 3-2. Can't be wrong twice in a row, can I?
I feel like I've picked Minnesota. I mean, I've picked against Minnesota every single time that they've won it, and I can't break that streak now. So I'm going to go with the Boston Breach in this series.
Going Boston Breach, okay.
She's got to catch up somehow. I'm going Minnesota Rocker. I think they take the series. They've looked so strong.
He's got the lead. Can the fans catch up? They're also siding with Nameless and I. Let's find out what the casters think about this one. It's time to get match 2 started. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Chris. Yes, excited to get into this one. I think it is a curious one, isn't it? I am definitely leaning the side of Minnesota, but Boston need to turn it around sometime. Chance, and is this a potential opportunity?
I would say so, right? Like, if Search and Destroy has been the biggest weakness for the side of Boston, we've seen the Game 5s as of recent for Rocker, so maybe the opportunity is going to be there to take advantage, but I would have to say on just a positivity front, if you're looking at Rocker, you're feeling pretty good about this series. They've been going toe-to-toe against the very best teams in the game, and as Nameless was talking about, like, super winnable, almost unlosable, the situations that they put themselves in. I know ice has definitely been a problem, but you expect them to take care of business here in a series against Boston. That, of course, well, we have to find out. Ton, we get a treat. We get 3 invasions in a row.
Let's go.
Get used to the same style of gunfights for a long time, and just go ahead and buckle in for P4.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, especially some of the spawns we're seeing coming through yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on those coming through towards the Palace side. But very similar records across the season with both these 2 teams on Invasion Hardpoint. So should be a banger. That rotational percentage though for the side of Rocker sitting in around 2nd is going to be an important one. Heading into this though, can Rocker continue off where they left it with Hardpoint, which, things up against Optic look pretty solid. Linz was fantastic in that series. Weren't able to close it out in that map number 5, but I don't think they'll be hoping to get themselves over towards that side of things. They'll want to close this one out nice and early. Over towards P1. A little bit of time being soaked up from the side of Rocker, but for you, I mean, for the side of Boston, who really needs to step it up here in the Hardpoints?
Priesta, I think, would be the guy you're paying attention to really for all game modes, but like, he is a guy that is sort of like one of the ultimate flex players in Call of Duty over the past like 5 years, like through the CDLA era. The guy can use every gun, he can play at different speeds, but so far a bit lackluster, and certainly after his most recent performance, you want to see him crank
What are these
it up.
spawns right now?
I know you already acknowledged those rotational battles. Snoopy is just by himself over by P2. Opportunity to make the big play, but he does not have any help.
Hand in hand would have helped him for that gunfight against Vivid, but shots coming in from 2 different angles. All of a sudden, Minnesota Rocker can find that break. Should be more than 18 seconds very, very shortly with 60 to play for here. Rocker in a good spot, keeping an eye on the scene.
Ford's gonna die here, surely.
Franklin's locking this down, gets gun out of his stocks, and all of a sudden there's a potential break now. Steam gonna just take the time with the rest of the team to maybe try and find the push, and they start to make the move whilst the kill comes through into a Steam. For a moment, the only one left.
Wake's just gonna hold it by himself.
Big Wake, though. Snoopy gets taken down 50-50 so far.
Fuck it, I'll do it myself.
Indeed, Priestahh just trying to do a lot of damage, getting exchanged on the downrange. A couple trades coming through, but
It
also
literally
that
killed
ends well.
3 of them.
It does
It was
look
a
like
4v1.
Rocker gonna come out on top. I don't know
Well,
if you
probably
read
a
that
3v1 because
spawn.
Ace died.
That is 2, maybe 3 players basically spawn up simultaneously with Priestahh. So it looks like the scrap time, because of that, more so gonna go over towards Boston, who also get to stay ahead of the rotation. So the rotation is gonna be the key over towards Showers. Awakening doesn't slip the net.
Nice.
They are gonna spot him. A seam there to take him down.
Oh my God!
Boston, this is
Why'd
your
they switch off
opportunity
of
to run
him?
the score up.
He just
Showers,
pissed
a
on
true
Vivid
money
too.
hill, and they got the hold on it so far. Those palace spawns still coming through from Rocker. They're gonna be very far away.
20 seconds is the gap, and that will, by the time Minnesota Rocker actually managed to get themselves over, they'll be pretty much eviscerated. Pressure now coming in through the mid-map, though. Rocker starting to win a couple of fights that well. Boston are not going to enjoy. Priestahh needs to lock it down, needs to find at least one on the cross here. We'll get Awakening. Push going to come through. Laundry finds another as well. Nicely played. Vivid from the flank, though, is going to try and do something about this again. Nice from Priestahh, much better. Sitting at 8 and 3. He's able to pretty much shut that push down all on his own. Good shots coming through with the MCW, putting the pressure on now. Can't quite find his fourth, but did a lot of good work in those couple of moments for Boston. 20 seconds to go now over towards Showers. Looking pretty good for a full 60.
Oh, nice jump up there by Snoopy.
Wow,
Coming in search
what a
and destroy,
play.
but
He doesn't see
showing off the
Vivid,
goods
though.
and hard point as well. Priestahh, a ton of credit on that rotation.
Vivid,
And Snoopy,
no.
a ton of credit on the
Vivid,
gunfight.
no.
That's a 4 spree, and that is him at his very best. Thinking about the cruise, 10 kills already, but Don, we already know what's about to happen. Welcome to chaos that is this P4 hill.
Ace single-handedly won the
Spawn management,
rotation
it simply
at that
does
point,
not
though.
exist.
Good luck reading any of these coming through, especially over towards the Palace side. There's the first one. Nobody over there for Minnesota Rockers, so Boston Breach will start spawning up towards that side. Well, Minnesota Rocker will as well. Keep an eye on Palace and what's going on there. Snoopy will find one in the hill, one on the respawn. Vivid now just trying to lock something down.
Everyone negative on the Rocker
right behind them. Honestly, it is just very, very difficult for these teams to read. Hence, you don't get many points going over towards this P4 hill. Right now, nobody inside the hill, but it does seem as if Boston Breach are winning the gunfights. They're going to find more than a few. Time now potentially on the board here. Linz is the only one who can answer back here for the side of Minnesota Rocker. Already thinking about the next hill with 20 seconds to go here.
Yeah, he's working on that Pierce, but in the meantime, this is actually, you know,
got away, now he knows where he
is.
is.
Able to collect on P4. His team's been soaking up over by that the motorcycle spot. He also had Snoopy going on a 5 spree along the way. Doesn't quite get the cruise, but still nice moves for Boston to keep that lead. But the long-term play has been Linz. He was the early rotator to get in the action. Be the first man to set foot on time. But you have Boston players crawling around him, and Linz. All of his teammates are losing the gunfight. Pressure's on him to deliver. Can't get it done. Boston clean house, and now Slasher on a 5 spree. Honestly, the fact that Slasher has died twice this entire map, a little bit insane.
Yeah, the interaction's not quite there, but very much the cruise missile is.
Slasher's only died twice.
How on earth is he only died 2 times? Vivid's died 12. Slasher's still in the piece, though. Make it 8 in a row. Now just locking down the street. Accuracy with some good shots in, but some good time for Boston. Once again, that lead is just all of a sudden starting to climb. Sitting at around 60. Slasher now just continue to do some really good
like
work.
10 less interactions.
And he find the 10th not quite before he is taken down, but eventually just falling on his sword. A brilliant life coming in from Slasher. Gets the cruise missile. Good chunk of time for Boston on this hill and the last. Really good work throughout that first rotation.
2 trophies now.
Coming away with about a 70-point difference as we head into another
That's actually
rotation
not
of
good
hills
for
here.
them.
Minnesota Rocker, you need to be a lot better over towards P2 and P3. That's where the difference
really
has
both
been.
their trophies, so all they have to do is
the
get both
initial break
trophies
that
out.
came through on P2 really sets you back. You get the Palisade spawns on the rotation towards Showers. It can be a dagger. So Boston early on holding the game in their hands.
They double trophied the point just to get broken.
He's going to get the timing as
die
well
to an
for
eight.
Dart, but it does get red. I don't know if that's comms or awareness by Awakening, but he's on point with it. Either way, Priestahh, last man standing for the squad, takes 2 to the grave with them, but Rocker still at the time. They still have Boston spawning out on the deep right side of the map. Thinking about the comeback, this is exactly how you want the minimap to look for Minnesota Rocker.
30 seconds right here.
Admittedly still though, final 20 seconds to fight for on P1.
Rocker's
Trying to get as much as you can because you see Boston exchanging it for the rotation, but this is similar story to last time where it's just one player's able to get through. The pressure to try to make the big play, it's going to be on Priestahh. Not an easy feat. He does get his first kill, but his teammates got
by stay up, I mean stay down.
Along the way. So Priestahh dealing with basically the entire squad. He's taken down 2 for the moment, finally gets dropped, and P-Dog, that was a hell of an attempt, just not quite enough.
Typical attempt, very much so. Couldn't quite lock it down for the rest of his team, who maybe needed to find
Shoot,
a bit
though.
more over
Bro,
towards the street
I
side.
was Slasher
When he was
10-2 a second
gonna find
ago,
at least
and now
one here.
he's
Slasher make it 2. And now all of a
7-8.
sudden, that good work from beforehand. Well,
How's
that's slowed
that
down,
possible?
sitting at 14 and 8.
Oh, never mind. Skills
But
just
it's reaping the rewards of that spree that he did go on. Snoopy now finding a
Maybe I
couple of
can't read.
kills, but all of a sudden, Boston for it seemed like they had loads of good pressure, a lot of good positioning. Kills came through, looked like a break was there, non-existent. Rocket will manage to hold on that gap, which was around 60 or 70, is down to around 35, and now narrowing. Minnesota Rocket looking good for the rest of the time here, over towards P2. Rotations for P3 going to start coming in now. Boston definitely in the favorable position. The Minnesota Rocket have clawed their way back into this one. That lead has been cut right down.
Well, if the lead got chopped in half, basically now to a 20-point game, we go to the rotation. Boston was a full 60 last time. Let's go to a listening and see if they can do the same thing again.
Lamar, coffin, one shot. Coffin, Lamar dead.
I have it front. Stay on time. I have it front.
Right on me,
That's one down. Look for the other three.
Right dead. Nice, two.
One shot me. Close on you. Wait, he's telling you.
Let's go.
Small.
Issue block. One deep court. I'll go to one deep court, Lamar.
We should be good.
Deep court, Vivid. One shot.
Yeah, we're good.
Lamar told me one bullet cap. In cap.
Lamar dead. Good. Nice.
One's deep street, the weak Vivid. It's Vivid street. No, one's a white car, I think. Okay. Look for this one. I think one's
One A&D. Just down from A&D.
A&D push up the street. Weak. In cafe.
Cafe, small.
I'm premium small.
I'm in front.
Yeah, I small. Cafe dead.
Nice.
Cafe awakening. Cafe jump out.
Nice.
Other two left. I just killed them. No, yummy DVDs. I'm one time. Could be right now.
He won't beat on my son.
I'm gonna play at the right, bro. I don't see this guy. I have midnight on you then.
I recross right.
One's deep left to me. Hold on. There's two front of me. There's two front of me. No, deep left. Two A search. Deep left and one A search. Deep left is hitting you, Preston. He's hitting you. White car. I don't see him.
Boston managing to find another really good holdover towards the P3 side. It has been their moneymaker here so far in Invasion. And Slasher just continuing. 18 and 10 is definitely slowed down, but very much getting the job done with the AR here. But some time for Minnesota Rocket over towards P4 isn't necessarily crucial, but it would be nice. Spawns over towards Palace side. Which way are they going to stay? If you can keep them locked down, you can still get some time. Lins will eventually get taken out. But 40 seconds is the game now. Boston Breach have stretched away once again. Chance Minnesota Rocket just struggling playing catch up here.
Yeah, hey, now this is a situation for Boston. You just play for kills. You could spread the map as much as you want. You could play as slow as you want. You get the right side spawns for that new rotation. You just want to keep Minnesota pinned back over towards Palace, and that is truly going to be the blender. You are stuck. The bridge is going to be cut off by a Slasher, and you're just going to have to spend so much time to try to hunt this man down that rotation is looking hopeless. Asim already pushing it out. Priest is going to be collecting that time in 26 seconds away. Boston win the game. Two players do spawn out, so Minnesota Rocker, if you push the pace, you can make the break, but you can see the hiding spots that Boston have chosen. They're playing for the kills to fall into their lap, and Priesta heads up on it,
They
getting the
spawn close.
freebies,
They spawn close.
trying
They
to
spawn
keep
close.
Minnesota away.
They're dead.
Middle's back spawn's open, but still
Doesn't matter.
stuck in the
They're
blender.
trapped.
Two players towards that back spawn. It's very, very tough now for Minnesota Rocket.
Look, now
they got the benefit of Boston
there.
spawning out. Really good play for the players who were in and around the point just to slow that game down, waiting for the reinforcements to come through. And the potential win on the cards here
Can't
now.
wait that
It's about
long.
15 seconds for Boston Breach. Minnesota Rocket.
Y'all gotta get on the
final
point,
good
brother.
push down the street side. Accuracy will find one. Vivid over towards another.
Oh.
Slasher, good kills coming on through.
No
It's down to
trades.
Snoopy on his
Only
own.
one
Final
trade in
7
there.
seconds. Not going to come through yet.
They're spawning close.
Looking like
They're
Boston
gonna go
are going to have
next,
to wait
though.
for another rotation coming
Yeah,
through.
go next,
but
go
is the
next,
damage
go
already
next.
done? Rocket going to be so far
Motherfucker.
behind. Needs to be near perfect.
No shot
If
they
you want to
throw
close this one out with P1 coming up and how mixy that this can be.
They only need
It's going to
7
be very, very
seconds,
tough.
bro.
But if
Even
you
if they
can give
don't
some
get
time,
it
keep
here,
Boston
they
off
have
it,
to
find a
get
good
it.
rotation. A lot of if, buts, and maybes. But there is still
Okay,
a way
they're
back
just
into this
getting
game for Rocket, but they
leaked on
have
now.
to be perfect.
Well, yeah, and for the moment, they are. Right now, they are keeping them completely contained. Everybody pushed on the right spots. This is accuracy on a 4 spree, looking towards the left street and winning the gunfights as well. Does get traded out, but so far for Rocker, everybody in the right positions to try to keep these players contained. And Boston have really just been struggling to win any gunfights. The team kill might be enough for Boston to make this break, though. If it does trade them out, but still, the bodies are here. The flood is in, and Boston, 5 more seconds. They walk away with this game. And Minnesota Rocker getting pushed too far back. They called it. Game number 1 on Invasion in Boston. Making that early statement. This is going to be a series.
Really good play coming in from Boston. It felt like the damage was done in that first rotation of Hills where the lead got as big as it ever was, really. There was around 50 or 60 for the side of Boston with a good couple of seconds over towards P2, a full 60 at P3, and they never let the lead go. Inspirational first half from Slasher coming through, slowed down, but it didn't matter. Minnesota Rocker keeping it within 50 or 60 all the way through, but couldn't quite catch up to the really good work that Boston Breach did towards the beginning of the game. 32 and 21 from Snoopy. Really, really high interactions coming in from him, finding the damage. Big game out of the youngster. But again, I think, you know, when you get a hold of Slasher, getting a hold of that cruise missile, then may not have found much from that on that second rotation of hills over towards P2. But it does get Rocker off that point. It does just make things a little bit more awkward. You can't soak up that time, and all of a sudden it could be a 20 or 30 point difference just due to Slasher going on a bit of a tear. Boston Breach is statement map number 1, though. A good win to find.
And it truly was like an interesting game, too. Snoopy obviously popping off just purely in the kills category. Both you had Slasher and Asim. The assists were crazy. But the fact that Slasher was 9 and 2 by like P4. Or like we went so deep in this game and he had so few deaths that it is honestly just stand out as being strange.
He turned
but
up his
a lot
deaths
of
towards the
assists
end.
rolling through, but it honestly just was map management. It was the fact that both of the Showers Hill, like the P3s that we saw, were effectively perfect full 60s coming out of Boston. Like the one true money hill that you can get on these maps, they deliver both times. So I mean, again, they basically stuffed them, what, 118 points to 0 just about on those two hills. So that is simply unacceptable. And if you're getting those early rotations and executing like that, it's almost difficult to lose on Invasion. So credit to the entire Boston team of making sure to stay ahead of that rotation game. But that's where the kills start, or the score rather, lights up. That 97 to 135 jump, the 144 to 198 spike, those are just absurdities that you're able to see. Two massive hills coming through there from Boston. And again, just truly setting themselves apart.
Really good job from Boston in the triple header of Invasion. Kicks off very, very well for them. 70-point game, they will take that, or 60-point game, maths is difficult. They will take that all day long. But heading into Search and Destroy, and this has been their issue now, Chance. It hasn't necessarily, you know, been too bad in the whole point on the grand scheme of things. But honestly, I was maybe expecting a little bit more from Rocker there, considering how well they did up against Optic, specifically on, well, both maps. I mean, they looked fantastic on Rio against them, came to sub base. It was obviously very, very close, so they went on to lose that. But going up against one of the best hardpoint teams in the game, they made it look good. Going up against Boston, they struggle. So heading into Search and Destroy, they absolutely need to make sure they capitalize on what has been the weakness here for Boston.
Absolutely. I think, like, you know, they seemed a little bit flat for the most part, but I think the way the map was being handled on the rotations, they didn't have a lot of options. Like, even on that final P1, when Rocker got into that, like, little flow state, they strung together a little bit, but Invasion is not a kind map, again, especially with just, like, two incredibly important rotations. So, not a fun one there. I mean, good news, again, Search and Destroy. Boston has been one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league at the game mode, but I do think this is a maybe a bit of an intimidation factor right now coming through Rocker. Not a fun spot to be down 0-1, because again, they're Search and Destroy. On map 2, it's been fine, but overall, they have had some glaring weak spots, really just in the clutch too, not even necessarily on like the mid-round adjustments. It has genuinely been like a falter in those final moments, sort of thorn in Minnesota Rocker's side. So this is really the team that you want the opportunity to clean it up against. Boston, not typically the team that's pushing the pace there in Search and Destroy. Two players that have been absolutely standout, though, in the game mode. Slasher, S&D, his bread and butter, one of the best S&D players of all time. His KD so far has been fantastic. His damage output has been great. First Bloods, I think he maybe has like 2 of them under his belt, but he's won in both, so he's been solid. On the flip side, Linz has been a monster. Like, Rookie of the Year candidate for sure. Some of the performances he has strung together, honestly, he is looking like, you know, maybe in that conversation for MVP as well. Obviously, a long way to go, but Linz has definitely been the guy most on point for Minnesota.
He's definitely been a standout. I tried to claim him as European the other day, but you did shoot me down saying, no, of course.
I mean, again, technically European, but like, there's no reason to, you don't have to be that like broad with it.
Man.
He's from Earth, you know? Like, let's just take it there. He's a human. Like,
oh man, we don't have much going on anymore, mate. That's the thing. We need something to hold on to, and just let me grasp
British,
at the straws.
you get insight, and you should take him with open arms, right?
I'll take it and run. I'll take it and run. Invasion, Search and Destroy, then looking over towards their last 2 outings for either one of the 2 teams were losses, unfortunately. So let's see if one of them can turn it around. Of course, they will. But for Boston, 0-4, that's what you want to see. Defense over towards the B side. Looking pretty solid with the team finding the first blood as well. Did that all day alone. The angle just been quite distant there from where Asim was. Is able to find it from the mid-map with the MCW. Oh, this is 3 in the favor of Boston Breach. And Rocket trying to work something down the street. Not going to happen with those first couple of bullets that come on through. Boston holding tight so far.
Yeah, Boston are suffocating as well. They just played so aggressive on the defensive end. And, I mean, Priest making moves. That man on the heat map just ran all the way up the showers, getting shots through over towards, like, the old P1. Now he's right back to the bridge. But that is a 4 versus 2. Make it a nobody getting a kill for Minnesota. The invasion momentum continues. And, again, that is Boston playing at a lightning pace off the jump. 0 time wasted in round number 1. Obviously, in round number 1, no trophies. The only team that was able to take advantage of it, Boston, with that final Semtex kill. So, again, Asim, first blood, he able to collect in the first 10 to 15 seconds. Priest there for the follow-up, pushing down A Street. That is Boston playing with some serious confidence. And, again, that is exactly what this team needs.
That didn't look like the 12th ranked Search and Destroy team to me. Not in round number 1, at least. Really good job, but one round does not make it to Search and Destroy. Let's see which way it does end up going. Boston now heading over towards the B side. I think what you were saying was right. They were so suffocating over towards especially B Street. And see accuracy now over towards the digger. He's going to hold it down from there, but tagged up from the stuns. Boston may well take advantage of this. Smoke down over towards the tank side. May just be a distraction. Accuracy will do well to find anything. Finds one. Vivid going to have to get out. Does have a little bit of backup now, but the site has been overtaken by Boston Breach. No opportunity to get it down just yet. Awakening will find Slasher in the mid-map. It's a 2v2.
Yeah, that was a good smoke. I mean, you had accuracy, basically getting 0 help from his teammates there. One line of sight blocked off, and the reinforcements not super quick. Bomb is going to go down. Not a fun bomb site to retake. Vivid right now in this moment, waiting for Awakening just to work the pinch. I mean, it is common spots being played right now for Boston. Priest are really the guy that Awakening has to sniff out. That's going to be maybe the kill that just decides the round. Because if you find Priest, you just collapse on Snoopy. Nice moves from Awakening. Horrible timing, though. Priest just going to slam that door shut. That might be the gunfight to win the round unless Vivid can pull off some magic against Snoopy. Good luck in this gunfight.
15 seconds. First bullet's in. Going for the Charles. Snoopy is there, though. Sees him through the window. No problem. The snap from Vivid for the first was monumental, but is not able to get rid of Snoopy behind the digger. It is always a difficult one. Plays his time, takes his time. Rival 9 from there. 2 window panes in, stopping those shots. Boston looking good so far. And honestly, I think, it took Awakening so long to clear out down that B Street. That Priest then knows exactly what's going on, right? You haven't seen anybody from the front side. You kind of probably have a little bit of info. There will be somebody over towards Palace. There's got to be somebody flanking, right? Got to be somebody coming from behind at some stage. So good reads coming in from Boston to do the good.
With the pressure on the clock, yeah, COD timing is going to be on Priest's side more often than not, but still unlucky for Awakening in that moment. Either way, 2 very confident rounds coming out of Boston. Again, there were no trophies on the side of Rocker. They just ran it down at B. The stuns and nades and smokes on point, so effectively using their utility on evasion. That is what you need. And now Rocker, the A site, it's sort of halfway open. Number 2 and number 3, Priest and Slasher can make moves and be very quick to check down these alleys. That's why Vivid trying to slide in position, keep this pressure up, and keep Slasher at bay. So far, so good. No one's fallen just yet. Baiting out a lot of nades and tacks, but Vivid is just in the middle of war at the moment. Boston lighting it up on the tack feed.
Oh, accuracy has played this well down B Street, though. A lot of utility being used by Minnesota to well clear out the sight lens from the flank. Will not find 1, but 2. All of a sudden, Priest left an awkward little spot. Good shots coming in from accuracy. Rocket eventually on the board. Slow and steady on this attack, waited for their moment, but as soon as it came, Lynn strikes and all of a sudden the round falls their way. Good bounce back from Minnesota.
And didn't quite catch every single kill. At least I missed it in the feed. But I know accuracy, picking up the kills on the flank. You win the wing gun fights. It makes your teammates breathe that much easier. And Linz didn't see the first, but obviously on the second, just a good read. Snoopy was trying to make the play, found the timing to get through B-Dom, but the awareness there in that moment for Minnesota Rocker on point. Nice little bounce back round they're able to collect. And now that they have the trophies, maybe a little bit more stable on defense. Boston going to have to slow the pace down and maybe pick a new avenue of attack. You can see it leaning towards this A site. Minnesota Rocker, that's 3 players leaning down B Street. Linz in position, first blood. It is done perfectly. Already advantage in the round.
In and out, gets the kill, dips back to a safe position. perfect start to the round. And now all of a sudden, Boston are curious. Did Linz push forward? Did Linz drop back? No information there. Now have to be very, very careful. Vivid pushed up towards the tank too. Boston Bridge now starting to play together. Know that there is definitely threats incoming from a couple of different angles. Awakening. And a little look down the street. Well, don't want this fight against Slasher. My word, Slasher will just get his head down. Doesn't want any of that smoke with those shots coming on through. Boston looking for another route to maybe get something done here. The 30 seconds to go. They need to start moving. Snoopy won't win the gunfight. Looked like he got the first bullet in, but Vivid will punish him. Accuracy finds another. The round is pretty much done as Priest are now left in a 1 versus 4. Yeah. Not looking likely. Great start from Boston. All but nullified by Minnesota Rocker. As soon as Linz finds that first kill, Rocker in a fantastic spot. And Priest are going to really struggle here now. Pushes to Vivid. Finds the round from Minnesota Rocker. Nice play. 2-2.
Yeah, super good setup as well that they had after they get the first blood. I know for Minnesota, something Accuracy talks about, like after their sort of like online stages in stage 1 where they weren't performing, they were just really talking about needing to get that system together. I think we've seen their system on all these maps. It looks fantastic. The system can obviously break down in those very mixy clutch sort of moments that are like sort of atypical. You don't get that experience in scrim, so I think that's where Minnesota is faulted. But in that round, they get the first blood, and then their setup is perfect. Both ARs on both long lanes of the map, the 2 SMGs playing on the tank to watch over each other. Literally as good as you could possibly want to get it. So Minnesota, again, very well orchestrated team, at least when things are easy. Now back on the round, Linz maybe dancing with the idea of sliding out to the tank, but Boston, again, very aggressive. I mean, a double stack on the A-bomb, a guy in the mid-tank as well. That does mean Snoopy completely by himself, though. And Snoopy might be the guy to try to make the big play. Can you hunt this man down? He's playing sneaky because the pressure's on him.
Oh, he hasn't checked it. He hasn't fully checked it. Snoopy is still here. Linz spots him. There you go. Eventually does get a hold of it. So Boston were very aggressive on the defensive side of things over towards B. They sort of let it go and make Snoopy just have to deal with something over towards that side as Priest is able to answer back. 3 versus 3, but will they be expecting the full flank push coming in from every member of Boston? This bomb now going down over towards B. Boston going to go for the 3v3 retake, but Rocket, they've got a good idea where they're coming from.
Yeah, I think they've spotted at least 2 players on Boston. There might be 1 player MIA, but Lynch should be able to spot him towards the middle map. You see his team's tagged up, so they got the intel, all 3. You know what's coming down B Street. Almost like a round of control, but Accuracy keeping these players at bay. The gunny going to be a little bit too hot. Breeson does get that initial kill. Now Accuracy might be isolated, but he gives you 2, and that might be the stamp on the round. You don't want to give him that cruise, though. For Slasher, that is not the player you die to in this moment. Kill Accuracy if you can, but if you're going to die, make sure it's to Linz. And Linz going into hunting. Nice. And Slasher at least does his job in the moment. You don't get the round, but you kill the cruise missile potential. So a nice one there for the vet to come in, and maybe unfortunate for Accuracy. But either way, did his job on that round. Nice little bullying of the B site. Maybe just reading the map pressure as well, because you had Boston stacking the middle of the map there in the moment. But here's your second look. Players just line up. Accuracy. He has a history of that.
It's a team in green as well. Don't want to bring up any memories, you know, but you were trying to be subtle with it, but I'll just nail it home. Rocket now, 3 rounds in a row. After a shaky start, bringing this one back for all that Accuracy was on for the cruise missile. Now Lindsay's. So keep an eye on what he tries to make a move with throughout the beginning of this round. Will probably just put himself in an awkward spot for a guaranteed kill. And it is looking like that guaranteed kill could be heading his way. Seamanco considering a push over towards A. A little bit of purchase over towards the B Street, though. Could be something to consider.
It looks like that's going to be the... Oh, maybe not the play call from Seam. Working A Street, still trying to feel this round out. A Street is effectively left open as well if you want to make move that direction. You see number 2 wrapping back, so they're going to try to work this way through mid. Again, Linz is the player to watch on the 5 spree. 1 more kill of Cruz can be devastating on this map. And he's got it.
And there it is. The team falls, and all of a sudden, the 4th round in a row is looking likely here for the side of Minnesota Rocket. Shot's going to go in over towards the B side. If Accuracy can just stay alive, the reinforcements should be on their way, but he does one better. Priest inside of Dark, taken down as well. Make it 7 in a row from Linz to finish off the round. Minnesota very much into this one now. It's 4 rounds in a row after a really good start from Boston. Rocket turning it on. It's all just kind of the plays being made by Lins, right? He's finding first bloods. He's dipping out. He's being that awkward SMG for Boston to deal with, and they just can't get a read on him.
And I would say for Boston, the most success they've had is like the aggressive rounds that they brought to the table, both on the offensive, defensive end. They're slowing the pace down, and the reads they're making on the map, a little bit strange, right? They go and check A street, left wide open. So they say, hey, that's open. Let's run straight into where we think they're going to be. And they did, ran straight into death and gave away the cruise. Lynn's right now on a 7 spree. He's feeling fantastic, and maybe Minnesota off the back of it. You see the play call, just waiting for the timing to call in the cruise, force these players indoors, and see if you can find an errant kill. His teammates just took the space in a cafe as well. So many players outside by Palace. That's going to be at least one freebie. There goes Priesta. Accuracy does get blooded in the meantime, but at least you get the bomb plant down for the 3v3 over by the A site. See if Rocker can clutch up.
Oh, this is going to be tough. Lynn's now in the action as well after the cruise missile hits. Slasher probably spotted Vivid there. Vivid gonna have to reposition, although he didn't know because Lynn's hasn't turned around. So Slasher is potentially something on the flank that could be done here. 25 seconds time starting to tick. Awakening being pressured now. Slasher should have a dead to rights, but Vivid will find one. Slasher managed to clean it up, but Lynn's is there for another. Vivid finds 2. And Minnesota Rocker hold it down. Cruise missile invested. Round gained.
And, you know, maybe not the biggest fan of accuracy, trying to push the street in that moment to look for a Slasher, so he might fall. But in the meantime, you get the bomb down, still going to be a massive advantage. You get the A street control as well. And make no mistake, Vivid absolutely saw Slasher on the cross. Lynn's knew that he's going to have to turn around at some point, and they orchestrated well together. So very efficient rounds. Lynn's continues to pop off in search and destroy. Saw a stat before, you know, coming in with a 1.4 in search. Now he's 9-2, so he continues to lay down the law. Now at the MCW, maybe he's looking to be aggressive down the A street, or maybe just trying to feel this out. Double chow in the middle. Good luck with this one, trying to read it. Both kills fall into Big Wake's lap. The play call is perfect in Boston. No hope anymore in this round.
It's falling apart. Slasher will stop Lynn's on the 10 that he's been on, but he probably will be stopped himself. Accuracy finds the kill, and Minnesota have come roaring back into this game. Accuracy finds Priester. One apiece. Rocket bounce back in the search and destroying. The woes continue for Boston. That's now 6 in a row in search and destroy that have resulted in losses. Minnesota Rocket bouncing back nicely. Map 2 search and destroy hasn't been a problem. Map 5s have been. We're a long way from that just now. Control going to be coming up next. But Boston, I think it'll be disappointing because they had such a good start, 2-0. Minnesota Rocket just ran through them after that, though.
It was 2 aggressive play calls early on as well, right? On defense, just running at them. The next round they had on offense, using the tags, using the nades, pulling out the B site. And after that, just